previous video, we have seen on how to install, configure, and test Node.js installations on Windows 8 machine. In this video, we are going to look into Node Package Manager. In short, it is called as Npm. So Npm is the tool which we can call it as a package manager, where we can search for various packages on the web and get them installed or say imported into our applications and use those as part of our application development, and especially JavaScript. So whenever you would like to have any kind of external JavaScript libraries to be installed, and as long as they follow the rules with respect to GitHub, the versioning and so on, most of those particular packages will be released in the form of Node.js modules. So using those Node.js modules, we can have our particular applications to be developed very easily. So for example, we have jQuery. Similarly, we have underscore, we have Express. So these are all various and powerful JavaScript frameworks available open source on the web, where we can have all of those particular libraries to be included as part of our application. And on top of that, we can have those particular modules to be used in our application, and finally we can also have our own modules to be developed and released in the form of packages, so that other developers throughout the world can reuse the same kind of packages as part of their application development. So let us start with installing a particular installing an Npm package. So on this machine, I already have Node.js installed, and along with that comes Npm. So I have Node.js and Npm installed. As I have already covered that as part of my previous video, I'm not going to demonstrate that, but just imagine and consider that we have Node.js and Npm already installed on my machine locally. So in order to test whether Node.js is available or not, you can go to the command prompt and just type in Node. So the moment you type in Node, you should be having a special prompt here, which essentially is waiting for certain commands for Node.js to operate. So for now, I just say .exit so that I can get out of the Node environment. And you can also type in npm so that you can test whether Node Package Manager has been already installed or not. So as long as you have something of this sort, which means npm is already installed on your machine. Okay, so imagine I would like to create a new application for Node.js, and I would like to have various packages to be imported for that particular application, and I would like to put all that stuff inside a folder called Node.js samples. So let me switch back to that. So I go to Node.js samples. Okay, so this is the folder where I would like to have a new application to be developed, and each of the applications usually will be developed in a separate folder, where essentially that folder name itself sometimes could be called as application name. So in this case, I would like to create something like sample01. So that is going to be my application. And now you can see I already have the sample01 created. So let me go inside sample01. So right now I will not have anything inside the sample01. So if you open it, everything is empty. Yes, because it's just a new folder anyway. And now I can have various Node packages to be installed, or I can install various Node packages from various directories available on the web and get them imported as part of my application called sample01, use those in my JavaScript or say Node.js application and execute it and test it. But let me keep it simple. So in order to search for any of the Node.js libraries or say npm libraries or npm packages, you can always go to npm.js, and you can see the first one is npmjs.com. Just go inside there, and you can always find various packages available for your particular application development. For example, you can see 158 or 158,000 packages have been made available for the developers to consume them and import them and develop the applications from. And you can see I have the very famous packages like Express.js, Grant, Bower, Cordova, especially for mobile-based development, and all the various stuff. So I can even have Angular.js and all the respective stuff. So you can see if I type Angular, you can see Angular is going to be made available. So I can always install Angular just using this particular command. And similarly, you can search for example, jQuery. Let us consider. And now you can see I found jQuery there. So I can just select that, and you can see the command for that one is this one. So you can install all those particular libraries and make them available locally for your application. And in order to do that, first thing is that you really need to know what kind of packages you would like to import. So if you don't know their names, then it will be pretty difficult on what package is being used for what. So first of all, you should be able to understand what packages are going to be necessary for your application, and then from there onwards you can search for those particular packages from this website, and you can start install those by using the respective commands. Not only from the web, you can also search directly from your particular command prompt about all those libraries. So for example, I have a command called npm search. So npm search and then just say jQuery, and you will be finding a ton, literally a ton of libraries with respect to jQuery. And just hold for a couple of seconds so that it could bring in all the respective jQuery libraries to the machine. It is not going to bring in, but it is going to bring in only the list. And you can see we literally have tons of jQuery stuff related information here. So wherever it finds the word jQuery, it tries to bring in, whether it could be in the package name or in the description somehow. So this one, as I mentioned, may not be that good whenever you would like to search for the packages. I would rather use this particular website in order to find the packages if they are really available. In certain situations, even here I might really find it difficult to find the respective packages, as we are literally having thousands of packages there. So if you are not finding the proper packages here, again you can search using Google. So for example, using Google, I can just say npm underscore, for example. So I'm just trying to find underscore JS library using npm. So all you can do is just search for that, and you will be lucky enough somehow to find that particular underscore JS, which is going to be still part of npm JS website. So the moment I click on that, now you can see it is the JavaScript library where you can get it installed using npm install underscore. So those are the ways essentially to find the packages. However, to install those packages, we can use various ways, but we'll be starting from the command prompt first, and that too in a simplest manner. So let me clear the screen and let me close this particular browser, as we are not going to need it, and let us ensure that this particular folder is currently empty. No information is available inside it. And now let us first check for a library, which means I would like to search for a particular library. I know that it exists, but I would like to view the information relative to the library, not really searching it. So imagine I would like to view the information, or say more information about a particular library which may be available as part of npm. So all I'm going to do is just say npm view underscore. So underscore is a JavaScript library in this case, so just something like that. So the moment I press enter, you're going to see tons of information from that one. And when I say tons, it really has lots of information where it makes sense in certain scenarios for us to understand, and it may make sense for all of the rest of the application somehow. But you can see it has really crossed beyond my screen limit here. So let me look at the very initial thing. So I can just say, I can use the same command, pipe width mode. So whenever I say pipe mode, it is going to stop for every page before scrolling to the next one. So press enter, and now you can see it is waiting here or there. So it started from the version 1.0.3 ever since it was available as part of npm, and it has gone through all of these versions. So just press space in order to go to the next page, and now you can see it has gone through 1.8.3, and now we already have other information, and the more and more information, like who are all the users contributed to that, where exactly is the repository for GitHub. So which means you can get all the source code of that particular library from this Git. And apart from the users list, I can have other information like if it has got any dependencies or whatever, and the respective licenses and so on, and how to get the testing and other information already made available, the documentation and so on, and what are all the files which are going to be installed once you actually import that particular package. So we really have lots of information there. So the command, as I mentioned, you can just see npm view and the respective JavaScript library package, or say node package name. So just using view, you are not really importing it, but having more information to be shown about that particular library even before you wanted to install it on your local machine, or say for the respective application. So there are also a couple more commands, like I can say npm view underscore version, for example. So this gives me the latest version currently available as part of npm. So similarly, if I wanted to search for jQuery version, I can say jQuery version. What is the latest version of jQuery in this case? Now, as of now, we have 2.1.4. But imagine I would like to look for all the versions available. So I can say npm view underscore versions. So just add s. So the moment you add s, you are going to find all the list of those particular versions currently you can import as part of npm. So using npm, you can install any of these versions, not necessarily be the latest. So that is the way how you can find for the latest version without using s, and all the versions just by adding s. So now that we understood on how to search for the packages, how to view more information about the packages, and how to look for the versions of the respective package and so on, now it is time actually to install something for our application called sample01. So how do we install? So the easiest way, as already I have shown you, just go for npm install and give the package name. In this case, I can just say underscore. So the moment I do that, it is going to install the latest version which is currently available for the respective package. And currently you can see it has automatically created a folder called node_modules if it is not available. If it is already available, it will not recreate it, but instead it will be going inside the same folder and have that particular module to be installed. So this is essentially a subfolder inside node_modules. So the moment I open it, you can see underscore is the one which we installed, and further if you dig in, you can see what are all the files which which came with that installation, and you can see this is a kind of a full-blown JavaScript file where you can really understand the code, and this is the minimized version of it and the respective mapping file. And if we need any more information about this one, you can certainly look into package.json. So package.json is a kind of special file which essentially lists out the entire information whatever we have seen earlier using npm view. So whenever we use npm view, it is going to find this particular package.json for that package, and it opens that particular package.json, reads all that information, and provides us the information the moment you type in view, npm view. So let us open this particular file in Notepad++ for now, and you can see it has got all the description, the home page, the keywords, authors, and the respective information. You can also see what are all the scripts we have and what are all the files which are going to be installed as part of the application and so on. All the description about that particular package, all the dependencies, authors, and also the current version and our respective stuff. Each and every stuff is made available as part of this. And you can see this is the one currently identifies that particular package. So for each and every version, we are going to have various other respective IDs based on the versions we might have, and the list of files are going to be available here, and so on. So in general, each of those particular packages will have the respective package.json. So now our particular application sample01 has got that particular module already installed locally. So if you switch back, now let us again do npm install underscore and just enter. And again, it did not do anything, but it said it has installed. But instead, let us go back and see. You will not find any difference. So it is not going to say it is already installed or something like that. So imagine we would like to list out all the modules which have been installed as part of our particular application. And there is one more important thing. Whenever I say application, it is sample01 in this case. So this module, or say this package underscore, has been installed only for this application sample01. If I have another folder called sample02 here, that is considered as a separate application, and whatever the modules or whatever the packages you might have installed in the first application of sample01 will not be available in the second application sample02. So those particular packages installed inside the respective folder are meant only for that particular application and not beyond that folder sample01, which means those packages are local to that particular application and they can never be automatically installed on other applications. So that is one important thing to note. Okay, now switching back to our original thing where we are. How do we know what are all the packages installed as part of our application? So in this case, you can just go to the folder and list out everything. But imagine you are really having hundreds of applications here, and you might not really find the version information immediately. So you can see I have underscore, okay, which is fine. I got underscore installed on my for my application, but what version is it? I cannot immediately get that information until and unless I open package.json or underscore.js using some editor and then find that particular version. So it could be problematic if I really wanted to have the list of all the packages along with the versioning information and so on. So for that purpose, we have a command called npm list. So I can just say npm ls or list. So either of those two should work. So in this case, I just wanted to go for npm list. So now you can see it says under this application sample01 we have installed underscore version 1.8.3. So let us consider I am installing one more called Npm Install Express, for example. So this is another big JavaScript framework, and let us install it and see what's going on. So it is taking a couple of seconds to install it, and you can see, and it has installed tons of other information along with that one. So in this case, you can see Express is having dependencies on several other packages, and all of those packages will also be installed automatically. So now let us see npm list and see what's going on. Now I have Express, which is installed under sample01, and Express has got a dependency on some other, and it has a dependency on some other, and in that way the entire tree of all the dependencies are also going to be shown along with the respective modules we have installed. We have installed only Express, but the Express has got several other dependencies where it is depending on the respective packages, and those are also automatically brought into our application. So along with Express, we also installed underscore, and we should be seeing underscore at the very bottom right now. So if we open node modules here, you can see I have both of these two, and the moment I open Express, again Express has got its own node underscore modules, as because all of the dependencies for this Express packages will be made available as part of node modules subfolder for that package. And you can see we have really tons of those particular packages which are for which Express is depending upon, and all of that information is made available. And let us open package.json of Express and see what's going on. So I have all the contributors, others, and the respective things which are good. And here you can see there exists another section exclusively for dependencies. So whenever you try to view the information related to Express package by using npm view, you are going to see even this list of dependencies as well. And we are going to have all of the respective dependencies to be shown along with all the respective other information of directories or maintainers and what are all the files which are going to be installed and so on. Anyway, now that we have some understanding on how and where the modules are currently being installed, let us check on how to uninstall something. So the easiest way, instead of using npm install, just use npm uninstall. And in this case I would like to say please uninstall Express. Just press enter and it says it is gone. So let me again go for npm list, and now you can see I am back with only underscore and Express is completely gone. So the moment I open this one, now you can see I have only underscore, and Express and all of its dependencies are automatically removed the moment we say uninstall. So in that way I can uninstall the stuff. And now let us imagine I would like to install a particular version. So let me uninstall e1 underscore as well. So let me uninstall underscore in this case. So e1 underscore has been uninstalled, and now you can see it has removed node underscore modules as well, as because no more packages are available, so everything is lost. So the moment you removed it, the moment you uninstalled it, everything is gone, and even the folder node underscore modules. So now let us try to install a particular version of the package, but not really the latest. So as I mentioned earlier, you can always get the list of versions by just typing npm underscore versions. Sorry, npm view. So this is important. Do not forget view. npm view underscore versions. S is important. So it says that I have all of these versions which can be installed individually or as necessary using npm. So imagine I would like to install 1.5.0 but not 1.8.3. So the easiest way, go for npm install underscore, which is the name of the package. Using the @ symbol, just give the version number, so which is exactly on how it is going to list here, 1.5.0. just give the exact same thing here and just press enter. So the moment I press enter, you can see it has installed node modules, and let us open the underscore and let us see what this particular underscore JS is about. So the moment I open it, and now you can see it is version 1.5.0. And as I mentioned, you don't really need to open any file in order to check all the list of libraries or packages installed for your application. So the easiest way, just type in npm list and it is going to show you what are all the packages available along with the respective versions. So as I install 1.5.0, you got 1.5.0 in this case as well. So, but in order to uninstall it, you don't really need to specify the version, but you can say just npm uninstall underscore and it knows what to do. And now you can see that is gone completely. So now if I say npm list, now you have no modules installed, and thus it is giving empty. And now let us consider I would like to have my own package.json file to be created with all of those particular modules my particular application is depending upon. So imagine sample01 is my application, which is depending on something like underscore or express and so on. And I developed a package called sample01. And imagine there exists another third-party developer who wants to use my package sample01. He needs to understand, like my particular package sample01, about its information. What are all the files it is going to install? What are all the dependencies it has? And all of the information will be first viewed by a third-party developer even prior to installation. But who is going to provide package.json? It is going to be the developer's responsibility who is developing sample01. So in this case, I am the developer who is going to develop sample01 library and make that particular package to the third-party developer. So if such is the case, the first thing is that we need to have package JSON file to be created. And the easiest way for creating that particular file is using npm init. So which means you are saying that initialize my particular sample01 application in such a way that it could be treated as an npm package. So the moment you type this npm init, you can see it starts to ask more details about our particular package, so that all of the information I provide right now will be automatically added to package.json. So in this case, it is asking me what is the name of my application. So it says by default it is suggesting sample01 as because it has taken my folder name into the consideration. So in this case I can say my sample app, for example. Oh, sorry, it should not have any capital letters, so I can say my sample app, and it is asking me what version is currently my application or my package. So I just say 1.0.0. so you can give any version number you would like to provide or press enter just to take 1.0.0. Now it is asking me for description. I can say this is my trail, or this is my first npm package to be distributed throughout the world. Just like that. And now it is asking me what is the entry point of my particular application. So in this case I just wanted to take whatever it is asking, index.js. Even though I don't have it, just press enter for now. If you do have any certain JavaScript file which needs to be considered as an entry point, then you need to provide that one here. So for now I just press enter. It is asking me for testing command and so on. I just press enter for now. Git repository, I don't have a Git repository as of now, so just press enter. And it is asking me for keywords. I would like to say sample or a trail or whatever, and just press enter. And other is going to be me, Jag, and it is asking me the license, the default licensing scheme, whatever is available. For now I just wanted to take it, which is ISC. Just press enter, and it is giving me right now, it is about to write package.json file. So which means it is about to create a file called package.json in this folder, and it might look something like this. So with all the values whatever I have provided here. So it is asking if it is okay. So I just say yes. And now you can see I have package.json automatically created by npm, and the moment I edit it, and now you can see this is exactly whatever the information I provided earlier. So in that way you can have a default package.json to be made available for your package, so that in future if you distribute the package, the other developers are going to have more information about your package directly from this package.json. So this is one way, but there is another way. Instead of that one asking for all of those details, you can actually ask it just to create the package.json, but later you can modify all those details using an editor or whatever. So the easiest way for that is again using npm init, but I'm going to say force. So you can use double hyphen, 2 hyphens force, or just say dash f, any of those two. So double dash, 2 dash force, or single dash f. You can also use a dash y or double dash s. So any of these are going to work. So I'm so used to this double dash force, so that I would like to have a new package.json to be created, and it will be written in this way. So for now you can see the name, version, description. You can see it has provided its own defaults, for which I need to go in there and modify all that information as necessary. So I can say this is a description for now. So of course you can provide something, and keywords I can provide something like sample or trail or whatever, and other, that is going to be me, and you can provide as much as information as possible. So just click save for now. So close this. Okay, so That is one way of creating package.json. So how about the dependencies? For example, as I mentioned earlier, package.json not only contains the information of the author and the files, it also contains the dependencies of other packages for which the current application is depending upon. So let me install something. So in this case, I would like to install npm install underscore. So let us see what's going on. So I'm trying to install the latest version of underscore for my application sample 01 plus enter. Okay, so there is an error somewhere here. So what exactly is that doing? Okay. Oh, there is a keyword error here. Okay, so let me go back and fix this. So I don't have the key. So let me remove the keywords for now. Just remove that. So, okay, now I have installed underscore. So I don't have a repository field or readme data or whatever it was suggesting as, because from my package.json it couldn't find any of that information, but in one way or another it has installed underscore. So the moment you open it, you can see I have underscore installed. But if I open package.json, there is no dependency made available here. It does not record, or it did not record underscore package which I installed. And I was expecting that one to be made available as part of package.json, and for some reason it did not do that. And let me try to uninstall now. Okay, that is gone. So as well as my node modules folder. But as I mentioned, whenever you are installing any kind of package, it needs to be made available or listed in the package.json. So the easiest way is just add --save. So the moment you do that, it not only installs underscore package into your application, but also adds that respective dependency information to your package.json. If you don't do this, it is going to be your responsibility to open this package.json manually and add the respective dependency information. I find this one much easier, as because it knows exactly what to open, where to write, and what to write. So it makes my life easier. The moment I press yes now, I go to package.json and open it, and you should be able to see dependencies, and I already have underscore as part of it. So in that way, I can always have that respective installed package to be always made available or listed as part of package.json. And in order to remove that, we know that we can always uninstall any kind of package. However, in order to update back our particular package.json, I have to use save again. So the moment I type in, now you can see that one is gone, and the moment you open package.json, you can see in the dependencies even that one is gone too. So let me install a particular version like npm install underscore @ 1.5.0. so which means I would like to install 1.5 version of underscore, and I would like to have that information to be stored as part of package.json as a dependency. So I just press enter, and you can see I have underscore, and inside this I should have that 1.5.0, which is nothing but whatever I installed, and in the dependencies you can see that exact version has been reflected. So as usual, I can still go for and say npm list, and you are going to see what are all installed as part of yours. And there is one greatest command which essentially shows you all the list of libraries which are currently outdated. So which means now in this case you install 1.5.0. It is an outdated version compared with the latest 1.8.3. So as part of your application development, today you might be installing lots of packages, but after a couple of weeks or say months, most of those packages might have been updated with the latest versions, and you'd like to check out what are all the versions currently are outdated from your application perspective, and what are all the latest releases made available. So for that purpose, you can just say npm outdated. And the moment you say that, you can see it says underscore is the currently available outdated thing, and it gives the current version what you have as part of your installation and what is the latest available. So you can see we have all the respective information automatically, and now you can update it automatically by just typing npm update. So care should be taken. The moment you say npm update with no package specification, this single command update really gets the latest of all the packages available for your particular application. So if I specify underscore, then it is going to update only that package. If you don't specify the package name, it is going to update all the packages to the latest version for your entire application. So we have to be using this one in a very careful manner, otherwise we might actually have other things to be broken if certain features are deprecated or removed from other packages. So handle this one with really care. Okay. So now I would like to update underscore alone, but at the same time, as I mentioned, I would like to update package.json. So for that purpose, I need to add two hyphens and a save. So the moment I do that, now you can see it says it has updated to 1.8.3, and let me list it. And now you can see I got 1.8.3, and the moment I open package.json, you should be able to see 1.8.3. Okay, so we have seen on how to install, on how to initialize package.json, how to install and make all of those packages to be listed in package.json, how to uninstall, how to check for the outdated versions, how to update, and almost we covered everything except one concept. So for now, let me remove human underscore 2. Let me uninstall underscore, and at the same time I would like to get it noted. What I'm doing, uninstall, I have a spelling mistake here. Okay, so everything is gone and even my package is updated and I have no dependencies at the very moment. Okay, so as I previously mentioned, the moment you actually install something or some package in the particular folder, it is made available. The respective package is made available only for that application, but none of the other applications can use it. So for example, if I say npm install underscore here, and for simplicity, I just would like to remove package.json altogether. So let's go with this guy, npm install underscore. So I installed underscore and it is made available as part of sample 01. And I say npm list, and you can see I have underscore already installed, which we have seen earlier. So let me go back, create another folder called sample02, go into that particular folder and use npm list. And now you can see it says empty, as because sample02 doesn't have any kind of installation of this underscore, as because we installed that package as part of sample01 and sample02 doesn't have any idea about any of the other installations in any other folders. So that care has to be taken. However, there is a way on how you can install packages globally. So when I say globally, you can install all of the npm packages in one certain folder, and all of the applications currently available on that particular machine can really make use of all of those things. So how can I do that? So for example, in this case, let me clear everything up. So let me remove this node underscore modules, and in this case let's say npm list, and you can see it is empty. Okay, now let us try to install one library and make it globally available for any application. So what is the easiest way to do that? And again, as I mentioned, I'm still going with the same command, npm install underscore. However, I can say -g, -g or -g, or I always go with complete specification --global. So the moment I say that, it is going to install underscore in a very different folder. So in this case, it is actually installing to npm in some app data or whatever. However, it is not going to be made available as part of your application. It is available globally, which means all of the applications on your machine can make use of it. Now let me say npm list. It doesn't have anything. Why? Because list is the one actually lists only from your local folder. But let me say -g, so which means it is going to give you all the list of libraries available globally. So similarly, even if you say cd sample 02, so which is a different folder, and again I say npm list -g, it is going to be made available here too. So which means you have that particular library to be installed globally. And of course, you can always install that particular global library by using uninstall, npm uninstall, the name, and from where, and it is gone. So now I can say npm list -g and everything is out. So whenever I say npm install, npm uninstall, you can still use update and all the relative commands with the suffix as --global or --save. So --global goes to the global storage where all the applications on your machine can use. --save can essentially have those particular packages to be listed as part of your package.json. So now that we understood on how to install the packages, how do we use them in our application? So imagine I'm developing a JavaScript application and I would like to test a particular package, whether it is working or not. So in this case, let us go and check with underscore. So let us go back to my previous application, sample01, and currently it has got nothing here, no packages. And let me make sure I don't have any packages globally. So we are clear, no packages anywhere. And now let me install underscore. So I installed that particular application locally. That particular package locally. Now I would like to test that particular package. So in order to test it, I need to have that particular package to be imported into my JavaScript file and then use it. So in this case, you can use your own favorite editor like JetBrains or whatever. So as I would just like to write only a couple of lines, I just wanted to use Notepad++. So let me create a simple JavaScript file. So in this case, I'm going to say something like u, or you can use any variable like o or whatever, any variable, and you have to use required underscore. So this first statement says that, okay, sorry, I have a typo here. So this first statement says that you are already having underscore package installed either globally or locally. Get that particular package into your application, execute that, and get the instance of it to be stored as part of object O. So essentially, object O is the one which gets that entire library in the form of a module object into O. So this entire package will be executed in the form of a module, and that module reference is going to be stored inside the variable called O. So 2 steps in order to have a package. The first thing is install the package either locally or globally. The second thing is that refer that particular package using require and get that reference into a variable called O in this case. You can use any variable. And once you have that variable, now you can literally use any of those particular features available as part of that particular package. For now, let us open underscore.js and see what are all the features available there. So underscore.js in this case. So let me open the first one, and it has got all of these particular functions. In this case, you can use any of those functions so that we can have much efficient way to access the collections especially. So it is already giving you on how to install underscore and so on, and each of those particular functions are provided with certain kinds of examples here. Now in this case I would like to use this particular feature, so this function called each, for which this particular each will be going through each and every element available in an array, and that array element for every iteration will be sending to the respective function here, and that function gets executed. So in this case I would like to use this one in order to test my application. So our entire underscore object is made available as part of O, and now I can use O in order to make use of that feature. So O.each, so essentially I am using each, and in my case instead of underscore I am using O as because O is my object. Similarly, if you would like to use something like map, so you can just say O.map. Similarly, O.sum, you can use any of those. So let me go back to each. So now I have array 1 2 3. So let me use the same thing. So I would like to have this, and now I would like to use specific function here. As you are using Node.js, you cannot use alert directly, but you can use console.log. So I would like to make use of console.log here instead of alert. So let me write my own particular function here, an anonymous function, where it is going to receive a value from this particular array for every iteration into a variable called am. So in that way I would like to have a new function to be executed. So which means this is the function which gets executed for each and every value available in this array, and each and every of those values available for every iteration will be made available as part of the variable am. So the easiest way I can just say console.log am in this case. Hold on. So now that I have that information, like each of those elements in the variable am, I can get that am here and just using console.log. So let me save this. So in order to save this, as I mentioned, I am actually using sample01 as my application. So let me go to that particular folder and my Node.js sample01, and here I am going to say something like test.js. You can put whatever the JavaScript file you would like to provide here. So just click save, and you can see test.js is made available here, and how to test it. So in order to test that, just say node, give the name of that particular JavaScript file, and you can see that particular file getting executed. But in fact, internally as part of that JavaScript, you are importing a package and using that particular package. For example, if I wanted to multiply by 2, let me save this and re-execute the same command, and now you can see I'm getting all the values respectively. So now we have seen on how to get npm packages for your particular application or make them globally available, and at the same time you can also test each of those particular packages or use those packages using the require statement, and you can make use of all those particular features available inside those packages, and your JavaScript application can become more and vast and more powerful based on the 150,000 plus libraries we have as part of npm.js.